I wake up to the sound of my own breathing, eyes adjusting to the dim light filtering through the canopy above. The first thing I notice is the thermos by my side, still warm from last night's tea. But then I see it, the torn open food bag next to my sleeping bag. This isn't good. Scavengers like raccoons or squirrels can raid campsites and leave you without essential supplies for survival. It's crucial to store your food securely in a bear-proof container, hung high enough so that animals can't reach it, to prevent such incidents. My food bag lies torn open beside me. Rations are scattered across the ground. I check quickly, feeling a cold knot in my stomach. Half of it's gone. My heart pounds as I realize what this means. We're not alone out here. Someone or something has been watching us. This situation highlights the importance of securing food and supplies properly to prevent theft or damage from wildlife. Always store food securely in bear-resistant containers or hang it high using a proper bear bag setup if you're in an area with bears or other scavenging animals. Reporting any signs of intruders or disturbances is crucial, especially if they pose a threat to your safety. The morning air is unusually silent, heavier with tension than usual. Last night we settled into camp, built our fire, and enjoyed dinner as darkness fell. This morning, however, everything feels different. The calmness is unnerving. I gather my things quickly, scanning our surroundings with a growing sense of unease. My mind races through all the survival basics I've learned over the years. Shelter, water, which must be treated to ensure it's safe to drink, fire, and food. The list is short but daunting when you're missing one essential item, like food. We should have rationed better, made sure we had enough for a few days, just in case. Additionally, remember that hunting, fishing, and trapping are regulated by local laws, seasons, and sometimes require licenses, so it's crucial to know the rules before heading out into nature. I hear it before I see it, a faint rustling from deeper in the woods. My hand automatically reaches for my knife, but there's nothing to grip because I forgot to secure it properly last night. Panic starts to set in as I realize how exposed and vulnerable we're. Night falls fast in these parts, and without food, staying warm becomes a major challenge. It's crucial to remember that surviving in the wild requires not just knowing how to find or make food, but also being prepared for unexpected scenarios like this. Always secure your belongings at night and ensure you have backup methods for starting a fire and finding safe-to-eat foods. Remember, any plant, berry, nut, or mushroom should only be eaten if positively identified by an expert or field guide. Never rely on folklore tests. Additionally, check local laws and seasons before attempting to hunt, trap, fish, or gather anything from the wild. The air is already colder than it was an hour ago. The wind picks up, carrying whispers of what might be lurking just out of sight. My breath forms small clouds in front of me now, visible even to my own eyes. I'm starting to see why people say the dark can eat you alive. It's not just about being scared, it's about losing your bearings and making mistakes that can cost you your safety. In conditions like these, hypothermia is a real threat. Your body loses heat faster than it can produce it, leading to serious health issues if you're not properly prepared. Always carry warm clothing and know how to build a shelter and start a fire in the dark and cold. I recall a key piece of advice from a survival manual. Stay put if you're lost and unsure of your surroundings, but hunger and cold are pressing needs. We require food and warmth. I decide to follow the path we took last night, hoping to find clues about what might have taken our supplies. Remember, it's crucial to know local laws regarding hunting and foraging before attempting to gather resources in unfamiliar territory. Subject, you wait to find your food bag torn open. Passage to fact check. The trail marker is gone, leaving only a bare spot where it once stood. The ground feels colder under my feet with every step I take. Shadows stretch longer as dusk deepens into night. My flashlight flickers in my hand, casting eerie dancing shadows around me. I don't know how long I've been walking when I hear the first snap behind me. A twig breaking just a little too close for comfort. My heart races and I stop dead in my tracks. No knife, no matches, no light source, no shelter materials, no hope of warmth or protection. All I have is this flashlight. In situations like these, it's crucial to stay calm and assess your surroundings. Look for natural cover or high ground to signal for help. If you're carrying emergency supplies, ensure they're securely stored and consider setting up a makeshift shelter if possible. Remember, hypothermia can set in quickly when temperatures drop, so prioritize finding warmth. I turn to face whatever's there, but see nothing but darkness and hear only the sound of the wind growing louder around me. The rustling grows closer from both sides, encircling me in an invisible web. My breaths come faster as I try to stay calm and think clearly about my situation. This is where it gets real. This is where you can't afford to be wrong about anything. You need fire, but without matches or a lighter, that's easier said than done. Start by finding dry kindling and larger pieces of wood. Getting your body moving through exercise like push-ups or jumping jacks will help generate internal heat. I start searching for any signs of shelter, maybe an abandoned tree hollow, a cave, anything, while being cautious not to venture into areas that might be unstable or unsafe. Remember, it's crucial to stay within legal boundaries and respect private property when looking for shelter in the wild, but every step feels like it's leading me further into danger. The cold bites at my fingers and toes, making them numb. Hypothermia sets in quickly when temperatures drop suddenly, so I need to find shelter soon. My mind starts to wander, replaying all those survival techniques I thought I had down pat. But here in the real world of no phone signal, no backup plan, they feel more like guesses than certainties. Remember, it's crucial to know local laws and regulations regarding foraging, hunting, and fishing if you're unprepared deep in the woods. Also, positively identifying any plants as safe to eat requires expert guidance or a field guide. Never rely on folklore tests. Stay safe out there. I find a small patch of dry leaves under some fallen branches. They're brittle and light, just what you need to start an initial fire base. I gather them quickly, my hands fumbling as the cold sets in deeper. Without matches, friction methods like the hand drill or bow drill are crucial for creating fire, but they require practice and precision to work effectively. Remember, starting a fire is vital for warmth and safety, so take your time and ensure you have dry tinder and kindling ready. It takes all my strength to keep going. Every moment feels like it could be the last, but staying alive is about doing what needs to be done one step at a time. I know this, panic is your enemy. It makes you move without thinking, wastes precious energy, and can cloud your judgment in critical situations. Focus on the task at hand, assess your supplies, find safe water sources, and set up camp with caution and hope for the best. Remember to positively identify any plants or wildlife you plan to use as food, and always check local laws regarding trapping, hunting, fishing, and foraging before taking such actions. I find an old fallen log with some dry bark still clinging to it. Carefully peeling off thin strips, I hold them in my hands, knowing these are crucial for warmth and safety. The leaves form a small nest that catches every spark perfectly. My hands move quickly now, methodically rubbing sticks together until they finally catch fire. Remember, always ensure your environment is clear of flammable materials before starting any fire to prevent accidental spread. It's the smallest flame, but it means everything. It's not enough to stay warm through the night, but it's enough to keep hypothermia at bay for a while longer. The light is comforting in its own way, a tiny beacon against the encroaching darkness. I huddle close to the fire, wrapping my hands around myself to conserve what little warmth remains. Remember, if you're ever in this situation, seek shelter immediately and prioritize starting a larger fire to stay warm. Keep moving your body to generate heat and avoid freezing temperatures as much as possible. The rustling grows louder closer. Shadows dance and shift with each gust of wind, making shapes that seem to move on their own. My mind plays tricks, seeing danger in every shadow, but there's no time for fear. Only this moment matters, only the fire and me and whatever comes next. I know now what survival really means. It's not about being prepared, it's about making do with what you have, even when everything feels like it's falling apart around you. I didn't realize until tonight how crucial a single match can be. A small flame in the dark is more than just heat, it's hope and safety. Remember though, finding secure shelter and ensuring access to clean water are equally vital for survival. But here and now, I'm still alone in this vast wilderness. The fire flickers weakly as night falls fully upon me. I huddle close to it, listening to every sound around me. The cold is relentless, biting deep into my bones. To stay safe, ensure your fire is secure and sheltered from wind. Add plenty of dry kindling to keep it burning through the night. There's no choice but to keep going, one breath at a time. Remember, hypothermia can set in quickly if you're not careful. Keep warm and dry, and always have an emergency plan in place. This experience highlights a critical lesson. Survival isn't about having all the answers, but knowing how to seek help and resources when everything else fails. It's crucial to trust your instincts while always prioritizing safety, staying informed about local laws for hunting, fishing, and foraging, and never consuming any wild plant or mushroom unless it's positively identified by an expert or field guide. When dawn finally breaks over the horizon, I'm still here, still breathing, still alive. But last night's encounter taught me harsh, unforgettable lessons about the dangers of the wilderness.